What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be doing today is discussing the new threshold for zone coverage. Now, the C route has been an issue for a lot of us. I recently, since the most recent patch, I haven't been winning games at all because defensively they don't play. They just don't play their zones the way that they usually played it prior to the patch. And many have thought that they've increased the zone coverage threshold. It's so many different theories out there. So what I did was, I'm in all Madden first in this game right here. We're going to go in and we're going to see exactly what's going on, all right? So I believe I'm going to use Sean Taylor. Let me go ahead and check it right now as we go into it. I think when I'm doing the subs right now, let me just look at it right now. Okay, I'm taking out Willie Brown also. Okay, so Brandon Marshall's definitely out. Anthony Barr, we put in Bo Jackson. I think we're going to sub out Sean Taylor. So we're going to use Mutt Master Sean Taylor as the corner. And, Marshawn Lattimore is the other corner. So the 97 overall Marshawn Lattimore and the Mutt Master Sean Taylor. So the left side is Sean Taylor, the right side is Lattimore. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out, because I already knew everybody's running C routes because people are putting out videos saying that it's unstoppable, right? So we have to find out how to stop it. And that's what I try to do with everything that they've been doing, because every time they patch the game, they break something else. That's just the way they haven't been able to successfully do a patch, the EA Sports developers, without something else being destroyed. All right, so now that we're trying to figure this out, what we have to do is we have to go back to the roots of the game. Now, you guys should know, base align has been broken the entire game, right? But look, he's running C routes. Do you see the way Lattimore's playing it? Did you look at the right side? Lattimore was playing it like thoroughly. He just stayed with it. All right, pretty much right there, right? With this fire zone 2 coverage out of what is that? This is out of over, right? You don't need to shade. You don't need to do anything. Just don't base align. Okay? Just don't base align the coverage and he'll play it. It doesn't really matter what he'll go. See how you went back there and picked it? It doesn't really matter because the base align is broken. So that's pretty much what it is. That's one way to do it, and that's the free way that I'm showing you guys how to do it. Okay? Pretty much the soft squats will cover the C routes. Just don't base align out of any defense that you use. Once you base align, it's broken. So the corners don't react to whatever's in front of them. It's stupid. And I've actually tested that out thoroughly. Okay, so it definitely works. There are other ways to do it out of the cloud flat. People have been talking about double shading, all kinds of ridiculousness. I don't want to go into that type of situation simply because it's going to create more hazards for people that don't really understand what's going on. And I don't want to create that. Okay, so the primary, the primary point is that you can defend it. Probably out of any defense. Just don't base align. So this guy, like I said, he came out in a full, like the dude had the 2-back set ready to go with C routes on both sides every play. This guy is a bum, okay? And what happens is most of the guys that play in the game, okay, Randy Moss, we tried to swerve him. He can't, we got the animation, but it's a dumb animation, and, you see what happened there. The dude just dropped the ball. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to worry about that because I got more stuff coming about the swerve, but it is in the game. It's just going to require me to get a little bit more practice with it. But yeah, it's in the game, guys. And the dude that tweeted it to me, he's been actively tweeting and showing, more video clips of it. It definitely is in the game. It's just going to take a little bit of practice. But what I will suggest to you guys is to understand that it's not as easy as it was in Madden 17. All right? It takes a little bit more stick skill because, in Madden 17, every bum that played the game was able to swerve. And like I told you guys before, swerving has been in the game for a while. It's just that the defense never usually reacted to what you did offensively. That's something that EA Sports themselves handpicked and put into the game. They wanted that in the game. And they got what was coming to them by putting it in the game. It was exploited, but it was always in the game. You were able to click off in previous Maddens and control your defender and go and intercept the ball. But they've taken that luxury away from us. Because I guess they want you to buy cards or, oh yeah, this card has higher play recognition, or yeah, this card right here goes out on dates with women. Like, they just do whatever they want. But the bottom line is the developers that make the game and the patches that they've put into place, it affects the game in a negative way because even with the higher cards that you have, they don't play. Like a lot of you guys, right? Most of you guys that say that you like the cards that I hate and I raid sell, a lot of you guys play stock coverages and you just let the computer do everything. Some of you may have a little bit of stick skill, but most of you just, you come out in the stock coverage. Like I played a guy the other day. He came out in 3-4 cover 9 and it was just a stock coverage. And he just stayed in it the entire game. Madden never used to be like that. So what happens is, if you play like that, more than likely, like I told you, it's going to work out for you in a better way. I threw that pick right to him. That was a straight Stevie. That was a straight Stevie right there. I don't know what that was. That was really, really wild. Well, I can't say I don't know what it was because it was a Stevie. So, you know, insto facto, like I actually knew exactly what I was doing. I threw an insta pick right there. So pretty much right there, I just ruined the whole drive by throwing the Stevie because I wasn't expecting him to run all the way with the player. But look, he's coming right back out. This is why I'm glad that this guy came out just running nonstop C routes. All right, and then he's going to run that play. And then right there, if you miss the gap, it will open up. So just so you know, whatever defense you're playing, right, when you look at your D lineman, you have to make sure that the spacing is such that your, the left end is on the right side, so that the left end is on the, like right at the edge of the right tackle. You see like where he is? You see how I have Ed Too Tall Jones? You got to align it. I try to move him in a little bit to let him stay right there because that kind of sheds it. Now, look, on the right side that time, I put Lattimore in a flat. So that's why it looked like the C route was open, but Sean Taylor stayed in a soft squat. Okay? And like I said, I'm giving you guys a little bit more. I don't know how that guy warp tackled me because I was so far ahead of everybody, but EA Sports said it was a warp tackle, so it is what it is. So this is what I'm saying. The C route situation, which you're seeing the play art, I'm giving you a way to stop it. All right? Now, there's pros and cons to it. The pros is once they know that you're defending the C route, a smart Madden player or a bum that understands an ebook is going to start to streak them. All right? Now, when you streak, the streak can be dangerous because it'll get open with the safety on the outside depending on how how you're playing it. Are you playing the pass? How good your safeties are when they start to switch it up. But more than likely, a lot of these guys, they don't have eyelids, brains, or eyeballs. So they'll just go with whatever. And they'll just, experiment because that's what Madden is. It's an experiment to destroy the human race. So look, what happens is this now, right? Because I know that that's all this guy wants to run, and I've been labbing it in competitive mode, so I know it works, I can just sit in that defense. Because realistically, this guy heard from somebody, from a friend who knew some guy, 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 who knew some guy's cousin from SpongeBob. They told him that C routes are unstoppable. And that's why I tell you guys, a lot of you guys that say things like, yeah, this guy catches everything, or this guy's unstoppable, you guys don't understand that nothing in this game is unstoppable. It's just that you have to go and figure out what's really going on. Because the developers, I don't know what they're doing, and they don't know what they're doing, but they are in charge of patching a game that we play. So we have a very, very special connection where we're trying to figure out the idiocy of people that are putting the game out like this, and they don't seem to get it, all right? So because the base line is broken, we have to change up what we do. Now, again, look, he wants to run that, so I made sure that I had my line based so that I could be ready for halfback power O also, so I can have my gap set. You see what I'm saying? So I'm adapting to what he's doing because he has one primary focus. He wants to utilize what he's been told works, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of games while I'm trying to figure it out, but once I figure out one patch, I get better at that patch, and then they put out another patch, and then I start losing a bunch of games. So for this patch, I'm still grinding out to figure it out because now that I kind of figure what I need to do to stop an out route, what I need to do to stop a C route, now I got to adjust the rest of my defense to make sure they play everything else. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it goes. So every patch that's put out, I know it doesn't make sense if you're just playing the game, but it changes the complete concept of how all the zones react. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. That's the most important thing that I want you guys to take away from it. They change the aspect of how all the zones play. So you guys have to experiment. You can't keep coming out with cloud flats and then you see the C route is beating it and keep running the cloud flats. After you run it a couple times and you see that it's getting beat, you have to adjust the route. You see what I'm saying? Maybe try a deep third. It's so many different quick quick links? It's the quick hot routes. Like you could do the quick hot routes from like right at the defensive screen and figure out exactly what you want to change your defensive player into doing. And then from that, you see how he plays it because it's better to lose one game than to lose like 10 because you want to stay doing the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. With me, I don't mind losing the games right now. Like everybody's coming out and they're like, yo, bro, I'm beating Gmias. But yeah, You're beating me because they're continuously destroying the game, and we have to continuously try to figure out what works. Like Randy Moss. This is why he was rage sold. I have no use for this, bro. Like, bro, if you can't burn the defenders deep and put your arms and catch the ball, yo, what do I got you there for? It's really no explanation for what he's doing, bro. The dude is mad tall and fast, and then he stretches his arms out, and the ball just drops. So, again, going forward with this, it's very, very good and ideal. A lot of the dudes that are in first string Madden and all that stuff like that, they're total bums. And I'm seeing you guys that are writing me like, yo, bro, yo, Gmias, I'm having trouble with beating this guy. You know, I'm having trouble winning on head-to-head. I'm having trouble with this, whatever. It's not about the fact that you're really having trouble, as opposed to you don't want to adjust to what EA has done with the patch has changed everything defensively. So it's not that it's you. You see what I'm saying? It's not you. It's EA Sports. They're changing the concept of the zones and making us think that the threshold is this, the threshold is that. It's not about the threshold. It's about how the players react to the play, and it doesn't correspond to their attributes. They're playing around with it, but I don't know if it's intentional or not, but even the higher zones are stupid. So that's why I'm urging you to understand, focus on specific zones, okay? If you put somebody in the cloud flat, you know, you do the quick adjustments, and you put him in the cloud flat, and he doesn't play it, put him in a soft squat next time. Put him in a deep third. Put him in something else and see how he reacts. And then once you practice it like that, you'll be able to figure out what EA has done. So for this patch right here, they're going to probably patch the game like 16 more times before the game's out, because they want to have ultimate psychological control of you so that you could go and just break down. So they'll probably keep patching it and breaking the game more. But for now, for this patch, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to play around. Do you see what Lattimore is doing? Now look, on that side, Sean Taylor came down to play the little underneath route with the running back. But you see how Lattimore is playing the C route completely up the field? Very, very simple. You just don't base align. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just don't base align. You could pass commit if you want. Just don't base align. And that's pretty much what you're doing right there. And everything else, you know, is going to fall into place. But again, you're going to run into a lot of guys like this that only want to run C routes as their offense. Don't make them beat you. And you don't have to do all that double shade and triple shade, all kinds of shade with the shade. You don't have to do any of that. Whatever defense you're running, just don't base align. And just leave him alone. Look, just watch. He doesn't know what to do. And then by the time he figures out what he wants to do, Lattimore is going to pick it. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty much what the game has become. So I told you guys I would give you guys some information on it. I'm a man of my word. Let me know how you're doing with it. Try it out. Just don't lose to it. Don't lose to bums like I'm doing. Let me sacrifice myself just so I can help you guys. Let's get a video view goal of 50,000. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.